Hi, I'm Cory Weatherton, Director of Product Development here at Entegra Coach, and today we're going to go over the brand new 2026 Esteem XL. My goal today, and I want to thank you for watching this video, is to point out to you what is brand new for model year 2026, and then also just cover the items that make the Esteem XL the Esteem XL. First and foremost, we always have to point out that everything we build, our goal is to be the quietest riding, best handling at each price point, because we know if it handles well, you're going to utilize it more. There would be nothing more catastrophic than if you're living in the New England states and you buy this coach and you think, you know what, this summer our family's going out to Yosemite. You do a couple local trips in the Northeast and it just handles poorly. So this stays in your driveway and then you're at a hotel out at Yosemite. So our goal is that it handles as best as we can make it handle at this price point. And we do that courtesy of the Easy Drive Premier. So on this coach, the Easy Drive Premier consists of, first, a heavy-duty rear stabilizer bar. That eliminates a lot of the side-to-side sway. Secondly, on our 550 chassis, because this Esteem XL is built on both the 550 and the 600, we're adding Hellwig helper springs to the rear of the coach. The Hellwig helper springs help it from getting squatty in the rear if you're using tongue weight and towing. Also, it helps add more stability, side-to-side stability to this coach. And then on this coach as well, the computer balanced drive shaft, we take that thing as tight as a computer will take it to eliminate a lot of white background noise inside of this coach. And then finally, new for model year 2026, is we've added Coney shocks to this coach. Coney shocks, they're a high-end shock. We've removed the Ford OE shocks and we've replaced them with these Coney shocks, certain that it's going to enhance your driving experience. Now this, as I already mentioned, is built on the Super Duty chassis, the XLT trim level, and it's a 6.7 liter Power Stroke diesel. So it has all the torque and power you need to tow. This has a 12,000 pound hitch on the rear. Technically, we could put a larger hitch on the rear, but understand that if you are towing a cargo trailer or a horse trailer, anything with a vertical tongue weight, it cuts into your cargo carrying capacity. So rather than putting a larger hitch on and you carrying less cargo, we are putting a 12,000 pound hitch on because we feel comfortable with the cargo carrying capacity on this coach. You'll notice on the front end of this coach, the seamless one-piece fiberglass front cap. You'll notice we taper it down to the cab to give you an incredible viewing angle on this coach as you're driving down the road. You're not obstructed by your front overhead cap. And you'll also notice the panoramic window in the front of this cap. It is automotive bonded, so in the same way Ford installs this windshield, about a 1/4 inch recess, 3/4 inch lip, the cap is exactly the same way. We put a brand of sealant around it that as it cures, it never fully gets hard. So same with Ford, as this chassis goes down the road, the chassis flexes, buffeted by wind. This windshield doesn't crack, it doesn't have water infiltration. The same is true with that front windshield. We use the exact same sealant. So key thing is we've done everything possible here at the factory to keep water infiltration out of this coach. It doesn't matter if it's this coach, it doesn't matter if it's our Accolade XL or all the way down to our Odyssey SE trim level. We are always putting that one-piece fiberglass front cap on to protect your investment, because we know that that's the #1 leak point on a Class C, and there's no other manufacturer doing it from top all the way to bottom, but we do it universally because we know it protects your investment. Coming down the side of this coach, you're going to see the Road Armor side steps on this. They do provide a lot of grip and traction. Also, they're higher up for ground clearance. Standard on this coach is your 4-point leveling system as well. That's automatic hydraulic, single push of a button, it levels itself, or I can download an app to my phone and level it while I'm setting up my camp. As we continue back, you'll notice that the side of this coach, this is our partial paint unit. So the front overhead cap is painted, and then the rear lower portion is painted. We also offer full body paint on this coach as an option. This coach has been optioned with black aluminum wheels. Standard on this is going to be black wheel liners, a matte black wheel liner that covers up the Ford OE steel wheels. So you can option this. There's a number of options on this coach. You can make it how you would like. On this coach, we do have our 2+3 warranty as well. Folks, that's twice the industry standard. You'll see some manufacturers with a larger number than 3 on there. It could be a 7, could be a 13. Fill in the blank with what you're seeing. That is only structural. They have a 1-year limited warranty. We have a 2-year limited warranty with this. That 2-year limited warranty is not proprietary to Entegra Coach, but nobody else does it. If it were proprietary, that's why they wouldn't. But I can tell you that as an end user, we want to give you confidence that we stand behind our workmanship. We believe that we build a superior product, and we want to give you that 2-year warranty when everybody else is giving you a 1-year. Structural is a 3-year warranty. What structural means, it's really the sandwich of the sidewall, the sandwich of the roof, and the floor. Sandwich, what does that mean? There's different materials inside of this. We put them into a vacuum press, 144 tons of pressure per square inch for 18 to 20 minutes, depending on what we're laminating. And we give you a wall that we feel very confident in, that there's not going to be delam, there's not going to be structural issues, but we still give you that 3-year structural warranty. Coming back, you will see our frameless windows. Great thing about the frameless windows is that we've hidden the seals from the UV rays. So UV rays will break down any exposed seal, the rubber gasket, and will be a future leak point. So on this coach, we are doing the frameless windows. You will notice behind me the entertainment center. This does have a 40-inch smart television, and then down below you have your JBL premium audio experience. So whether you're tailgating, whether you're at a motocross race, there's plenty of audio, plenty of viewing out here to be able to have your awning out. It is a full-length awning, covers your whole side, and you'll be able to just sit out here, see, and also hear everything clearly. You'll notice our baggage compartments. The baggage compartments are rotocast and an ample storage area. And as we come back to this baggage compartment, you'll notice that this is a much larger baggage compartment for taller items if you'd like to. Could be camp chairs, could be anything of that nature that you'd like to store back here. And then one more storage area. This is a nice area for your tools. Could be power cords, but just anything you want to take along, just to be able to organize it. There are 2 trays inside of this to be able to store those components. This on the side of this coach, this also does have your 10-gallon gas electric hot water heater. What I love about the 10-gallon gas electric hot water heater is this tried and true technology. I can utilize either propane or I can utilize electricity to be able to heat up my hot water. Or if I utilize both propane and electricity, it goes into rapid recovery mode. And so in 1 hour, I can have approximately 30 gallons of hot water. Now, folks, if you're camping, that's a lot of hot water. If you're boondocking, that's way too much hot water to be using in your shower. But it does have that rapid recovery mode for you to be able to utilize. This coach, as I already mentioned, the rear end, we do have our Easy Drive Premier components on it. And when we go inside, it's going to be key to remember that this is the 30M floor plan. This is partially redesigned for this model year. We actually made these tweaks at the end of last model year, but for this model year, it's a full release, and I think you're going to love the inside of the coach. But before we go inside, let's check out the rear of the coach. So we are on the back side of this Esteem XL by Entegra Coach, and some things I want to highlight for you. First of all, we have a square tube aluminum bumper. What does that even matter, Corey? It is a bumper. Yes, it's a bumper, but at the same time, it's a great place to store your sewer hose, that stinky slinky that you have. Oftentimes, RV manufacturers, they will not provide a place to store that sewer hose. On this unit, you do have it within your bumper. Keeps your storage compartments nice and clean. Also on the rear of this coach, you can see the partial paint back here. Adds a nice aesthetic look without driving that cost way up. As I mentioned, you can option full body paint if you'd like. We have a third brake light overhead. Sometimes you are towing, could be that horse trailer, cargo trailer. These lower lights are obstructed. That upper rear brake light gives the person behind you plenty of stopping notifications so that they're able to stop in time. You'll notice the rear overhead camera as well. The nice thing about that is I can toggle to leave it on all the time. There's also side cameras as well. So when I utilize my turn signal, I can see what's in my passenger lane or my driver's lane so I'm not cutting something off. As we're on the back side of the coach, let me briefly talk about the roof. This is a full fiberglass roof. It's one sheet fiberglass. At this price point, and even the price point up, a full fiberglass roof is not common on these Super Duties. I don't know if you knew that or not, but if you look at our competitors, they will be using either a TPO or a PVC roof. We are giving you on this coach and also on our Accolade XT, which is the next trim level up, still on the Super Duty chassis. Both of them have full fiberglass roofs, fully walkable. Now there is 200 watts of solar on the roof. It does have a dual controller. So the dual controller is sending power to your chassis battery and your house battery to make sure they're both topped off. Your house batteries are two 6-volt AGM batteries. This is a 50 amp coach with a 6,000 watt generator. I realize I'm talking about the roof, and in my mind right now I thought, why did I bring up the generator? Because that's not on the roof, but we are talking about power, so let's just tie it in here. A 6,000 watt diesel generator that's plumbed to your chassis. This chassis fuel tank is 66.4 or 66.5 gallons. Look at our website, you'll know exactly. There are two tanks. There is a front and a rear tank. The one is 40, the other is 26.4, I think. Check our website, as I mentioned. But that will pull from your chassis fuel tank. So plenty of power on this. It does have a 2,000 watt inverter. It's a pure sine wave inverter, so you're getting clean power out of that. On the roof as well, standard on this coach is a 15,000 BTU air conditioner with a heat pump. Now, unless you live in a southern state, I would encourage you to look heavily at keeping it standard. The reason I say that is because those heat pumps, I live in northern Indiana, here where the factory is. We have a small demo fleet that we can use every year of motorhomes. Units that have a heat pump I absolutely love, because when it could be Memorial Day weekend or even earlier that I go out camping in it, or maybe push it back to Labor Day weekend. The great thing about heat pumps, I don't have to utilize my 30,000 BTU furnace that's pulling propane from my fixed propane tank on board. Rather, I can just use electricity from either my shore power or my generator to warm up the inside of the coach. So it's kind of for those bumper seasons where I don't fully need a furnace, I don't fully need an air conditioner. Now let me tell you though, if you're down in Arizona, option the dual ACs. You'll keep your 15K with a heat pump up front and get a 13.5 in the rear with no heat pump. On the roof as well, you're going to find an exhaust fan and then also skylights. Now the key thing on this roof is, even though it's a fiberglass roof, which is relatively maintenance free, we do encourage you to get up a couple times a year and inspect your seals around anything we install on the roof, just to make sure that that self-leveling caulk has not started to crack or peel up. And as I said, from the factory, we've done everything we can to keep water out of this coach. Going up on the roof a couple times a year is super cheap preventative maintenance. So 12,000 pound hitch with a 7-pin controller. You're able to tow your vehicles your trailers that do have trailer brakes. And as I mentioned, a 1,200 pound vertical tongue limit. So this has been the rear of the coach. Let's check out the driver's side. All right, so we're on the off camp side of the coach now. I know a lot of you love seeing this side. A lot of walk-arounds just entail the camp side of the coach, but really this is part of the coach as well, so we need to look at it. Our first compartment here, we will find our black and gray holding tank, as well as our waste valves. Super easy to get to, open bottom for you to be able to screw your slinky onto the bottom of that, and plenty of accessible area so that it's not difficult when you get to that dump station. Next compartment back, we do have a small storage area. It is rotocast as well. The key thing to note in this area is there is coax cable hookup. If you are at a campgrounds that does, you're paying for either cable or even utilizing the local channels there, you're able to hook into there. This is a 50 amp coach with a detachable power cord. We intentionally did that because if you've ever had an attached 50 amp cord, that snake is a hard one to wrestle. And so we made it detachable so that as you disconnect it, drop it through your lower compartment, and then you're able to coil it up outside of the coach. Much easier to maintain and handle that coach. You'll notice here our wet bay, black tank flush, our low drains in this compartment as well, low point drains, also a water pump switch here, or you can hit it inside and be able to access that. We do have a light in this area, as well as your outdoor shower area. Coming back, you will notice that we do have a storage area here. This is going to be for really anything you want to put in. I'm not going to imagine how you're going to utilize this, but this is a nice size storage area. You're not able to see it now, but how tall does it go? It goes about 2 inches above the frame of this door. So nice area for you to be able to put any of your outdoor materials that you're going to be using regularly. And then down below, another storage compartment, as well as our 2,000 watt inverter. The next bay in front of us is your generator, and then behind that is your two 6-volt AGM batteries. So this has been a look at this side of the coach. Let's go inside and check that out. Alrighty, so we are inside the Entegra Coach Esteem XL. And remember, this floor plan is the 30M. This is a great floor plan. This is very similar to other floor plans we build in traditional Class Cs. We build a similar one in our Odyssey, and it's done well for us. We started building this, and folks, it's done well for us. It's nice and compact, and the specs are on our website, but folks love it. It's a great couples coach. Now, is it a couples plus maybe a couple more? I'll let you be the judge of that, but we have set it up just in case. If you look in this front overhead cab area, we do have a front overhead bunk that's rated at 750 pounds. The industry average on these is about 425 to 450. So I had mentioned earlier, we give you that 2-year warranty. The engineering aspect, I think, is a lot what allows us to do that. So 750 pounds. Will 750 pounds ever be up there? Unless you have like an upper elementary school sleepover where there's 15 kids up there, probably not. But at the same time, we wanted to give you as the end user a peace of mind that this is built solidly. You'll notice behind me that panoramic window, as I already mentioned. In this overhead area, we have nice compartments to be able to store different things. Could be books up here, and then a nice deep cavity here, a cup holder up front. On our off-camp side, we have a 120-volt outlet, as well as dual USB ports, and the exact same that we find on the other side. You'll wonder what these guys here are. Great question. This is something we provide in pretty much all of our Class Cs. I call it a child safety net, but I recognize children aren't always sleeping up here. But it is a safety net that attaches down below and up ahead, overhead, and it goes across. And that's designed to help folks from rolling out in the middle of the night. Or maybe you want to store stuff up here while in transit. Make sure it is secured first and foremost, but that does help things from sliding out the back. This front area, this is per Ford. This is the Super Duty chassis. As I mentioned, on the outside, we do have our side cameras and our rear backup camera. Those are going to be displayed in an overhead rear view mirror. We do that because Ford's inputs do not allow us to tie into that. So those cameras are shown in your overhead camera. You'll notice inside of here, we have went to a new wallboard for this model year. We made it significantly lighter on the inside. I don't know how it looks in the camera. It may look white or off-white. It is white with some light gray cross-hatching in it. So it will hide smudges very well, because I know we're camping folks and when we get dirty, and we want to make sure that it is durable, but at the same time, it brightens it up in here and really makes it feel more like home versus a motorhome. Overhead, we do have our premium JBL audio system. We do have a speaker in the front and also the rear. And then here in a moment, I'll show you the JBL Aura Cube once we get to the rear of the coach. We have a seat belt in every seating position, every designated one. And so in this coach, we have 2 up front, and then 3 in this U-shaped dinette. So you can comfortably travel with 5 people total, including the driver. And then you'll notice that we do have a very large window here. So we are inside of our filming, videoing warehouse, and so we have the windows closed just so you don't see the ugly steel building on the outside, but a very large window to let your natural light in. As we shift over here to the kitchen area, we have an overhead cabinet above our entry door. In this overhead cabinet, some folks, I know they store their keys up there, they'll store gloves, hats, etc. Something that you want to be able to easily access. Could be dog leashes on your way out of the coach. You will notice that for this model year, we have changed to soft close doors and drawers. And so naturally closes there. This overhead door, same story, soft close. It does take a minute to close, but when it closes, they are held shut with heavy duty magnets. You'll notice our television, great viewing angle from your dinette area. This is a TV sitting area or a dinette. You'll see here in a moment, we have a larger television in the rear, but this is a 32-inch smart TV. On the roof of this coach, there is a WineGuard 2.0. What in the world is that? Put that in layman's terms, Corey. That is a Wi-Fi range extender and a 4G LTE hotspot. So a Wi-Fi range extender, maybe you're at the campgrounds far away from the office, far away from a router. It'll grab a weak signal, it'll intensify it inside of this coach, and it'll make that signal significantly stronger. Also works at restaurants and your favorite coffee shop that has free Wi-Fi. And then the second feature of that WineGuard system on the roof is it's a 4G LTE hotspot. Now that is a paid feature that you can choose to use or not use. You can purchase a data plan through WineGuard or your current cell phone provider. So as you're going down the road, this can be a true mobile hotspot that you're able to stream to your televisions or even do work from your computer going down the road. Also in that WineGuard 2.0, there is an antenna for your local channels. So this is a look at the front of the coach. Let's flip around and check out the back. Alrighty, so we are in the main living area of this 30M Esteem XL. New for this year as well, we have changed the linoleum, brightened it up a little bit, added a wider plank on it. I think our decor team did a great job with that. Also new, you're going to notice a new cabinet door profile. There's also drawer profile. We've done a lot of overhaul to this unit for this model year just to give it a better visual appeal. Behind your television, there is a storage area if you'd like to store items behind there. But for a small kitchen, I do believe we'd have a lot of storage in this. As I mentioned, we have our overhead cabinet here. We've got this one. We've got a bank of drawers, storage behind the sink. Also back here, we have a pantry area, or it could be a wardrobe area, your choice. When I say wardrobe area, what I mean by that is be able to store clothing inside of that. So maybe wardrobe is not the right word, but it could be utilized for clothing, towels, bedding, etc. But back up into the kitchen area, you'll notice solid surface countertops. We do have this 120 volt tower of power here that you can plug in USB or USB-C, and then also wireless charging on top. We have a residential size microwave. We also have inside this coach, you have your 3-burner cooktop and then a nice size oven here. New for this model year, we did change to Envision brand. The key thing to note about that, you may say, Corey, what does it matter what brand of oven you're using? Let me tell you, inside of this oven, there is a lot more space than what the Furrion oven we were using in the past. So I don't have to worry about just doing a pizza inside of my oven with our old branded oven. But inside of this, I feel like I could pretty safely bake a small loaf of bread if I wanted to. Yeah, I could do a Cornish game hen in there too, or maybe even a broiler chicken. You're not getting your Thanksgiving turkey in there. You're in an RV, folks. What do you expect? So this is new for this year. It is a soft closed door as well. As I already mentioned on the outside, plenty of cooling power inside of this coach with our 15K with a heat pump up front and 13.5 no heat pump in the rear. Now going back officially into the living area, we do have a nice size storage area over on my left-hand side. I can put a lot of items in here. It's very deep. These are fixed shelves where across the way, these are fixed as well. I know that's a common question you have. So both of these are going to be fixed. Now, in the right-hand side as I'm facing it, we have a nice overhead wardrobe area for your hanging clothes. And then you'll notice down below as well, we do have a bank of drawers, soft closing as well, held in with a magnet. Now, what I love about this floor plan is it is lengthwise, it's not long at all, folks. This is a little bit over 30 feet, and I have a lot of living space on the inside. And that's courtesy of a Murphy bed. The Murphy bed, when it's not in use, what I love about them is it's up and out of the way. Now think about it. When you're laying in bed, it is minimal time during your day. I think we all have 24 hours in a day. I could be wrong, but I think we do. You're sleeping anywhere from 6 to 8 hours. Maybe you're getting older like myself, and maybe you're at 5 to 6. You're not in this very much. And so when you put it up, you have a nice sofa area with pull-out drawers down below there. Again, I can put bedding, I can put pillows, I can put blankets in there. But look across the way here. This is what's new for this model year, really the end of last model year, but for this model year, we did a redesign, and it's all in this area. So last year we had, this felt very enclosed. It felt really hallway-ish and hallway at best, but we removed the main cabinet area. We put a window there. We utilized our televator here as well. So I can be sitting in the sofa, watch television on my 50-inch smart TV if I would like, or if I'm at the Grand Canyon, I can open up my nightshade and just look outside, and I can just enjoy the beauty. That's why we go there, right? So I can sit in this sofa, look across. We still have our overhead cabinets here. Down below, I have a large fireplace that either I can turn on for ambience and it just has the flickering lights, or I can utilize the heat strip in it as well and produce heat inside of this coach. As I mentioned in the front of the coach, I was going to talk briefly about the JBL Aura Cube. This is a great feature because in this Aura Cube, I'm able to Bluetooth to it, so I can stream my favorite music platform, or I can also run my television through it, or I can run sound on the outside as well. So a great feature inside of this, and folks, this sounds really good. We had it on a few weeks ago as we were testing this specific unit, and it sounded great. So inside of this, as I mentioned, small footprint, but a lot of sleeping area. Now let's look at the Murphy bed. Back to this side of the coach. In order to function the Murphy bed, I simply put my cushions down in front, make sure my key is in the unlock position, and with a push of a button, my Murphy bed comes down, and I have a great sleeping area here. So I will, at this point, I'll make my bed, push that cushion down in the front. On both sides of my bed, I do have wireless charging with USB in as well. What's great about that is I can have a cup of water there in the middle of the night, or I can put my phone there for my alarm. Maybe you're worried about EMFs. Don't put your phone there, put it somewhere else. For those of you who know about EMFs, you're probably upset that I mentioned put your phone there. Don't do it if you don't want to. I do it because I love to hear my alarm in the morning. I love to hop out of bed and see what the morning's going to be. To put it up, I simply push my up button. You'll notice overhead cabinets, doors there as well. And then the great thing about this Murphy bed system is when it's closed, there's not a gap on both sides. It just looks like I have a wall there. You're going to notice a 120 volt outlet on both sides of the sofa, so I can charge my iPad. I can plug in anything I want. So main living area, now it's time to check out the bathroom. The bathroom on this guy is going to be very large, relatively speaking, for about a 30-foot coach. New for this year, we've added a shower miser. You're wondering, Corey, what in the world is a shower miser? Like, talk my language. Shower miser is essentially a recirculating loop. I can turn on my hot water, close my shower miser, or I should say open my shower miser, and then it recirculates my hot water that's in my lines back into my fresh tank. And there's a blue disc in this. When it turns opaque white, it means that my shower water is ready for me to use. So at that point, I will then close my shower miser, and then water will come out of the shower head. So it's a great feature. It conserves water, and some of you have been asking for it for a while, so we installed it in a number of our units this year. Our Esteem XL is one of those. You will notice inside of this, there is a very large towel area, storage area, and a couple drawers for you to be able to put your items in to prevent them from sliding around. A very large medicine cabinet. We've added a third shelf in here to utilize more of the square footage of the medicine cabinet, and then a nice sink down below. You will notice a towel rack, 120 volt outlet. Folks, anywhere we have outlets by water, please know that we have GFCI breakers. So even though it does not have your traditional GFCI outlet, like a push button at home that trips constantly and you have to reset it, we are utilizing GFCI breakers in any wet location area. So that is the inside of the bathroom area. One last thing to point out, this house is controlled by the Firefly system, the multiplex system. I can control anything inside of this coach from this screen. Great thing about this screen is if I go to my settings page and hit mobile app, there's a QR code I can download to my phone, and then I can control the entire coach from outside of this unit. So it's getting, maybe I'm out in the morning and I'm making my eggs and bacon and it's starting to get warm outside and I know it's getting warm inside. I can turn on my ACs from outside. I can also turn on the lights in the middle of the night. If I'm out at the campfire and somebody needs to come in and use a restroom, from my app, I can turn on the correct lights to get them into the bathroom safely. Once they come out, I can turn off those lights. So Firefly, we've partnered with them for a number of years. They are an incredible company that we work very well with. Also, something to note is this coach does have auto gen start. It is triggered by your ambient air temperature or it's triggered by your house battery voltage. You can set the triggers and then you can also have it shut down at maybe quiet time in the park is 8 p.m. I can shut it off then and have it turn on at 8 a.m. when generators are then permitted in the park. So it's very robust, has a lot to offer you as the end user. So this has been the Esteem XL. Floor plan 30M. My name is Cory Weatherton, Director of Product Development here at Entegra Coach. If you have any questions, call your local dealer. They would love to help you get into the right coach. Specifically, if you've fallen in love with this coach in a video, then contact them, ask questions, see if they have it on the lot, when you can come down and look at it, get your hands on it, feel the quality of the coach. But maybe you have a more technical question that they cannot answer. I always encourage folks to call our factory, call our 800 number here at Entegra Coach. And the key thing to know is when the friendly receptionist answers the phone, say, I'd like to talk to a regional sales manager for the state of or province of, and then they will connect you with the right person. Please don't ask for me. I only say that because there's one of me and our regional sales managers. They have a world of knowledge and there's a number of them and there's only one of me. So call, ask them any question you have. If they don't know, they will contact one of our engineers or production and they will call you right back with an answer. So thank you so much for watching. Get down to your local dealership and check out this Esteem XL 30M made by Entegra Coach.